they're pulling the guy I knew was telling you about. They's pulling him back, slammed him down on the ground, cuffing him. Another guy's laying there, he's bleeding. And I'm thinking, man, he did whoop his ass. No, he stuck him.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
This story here is kind of messed up, but there's a lesson here, man. You need to, if you're first to enter in prison, and you know, usually you're going to get tested or whatever, but there could be somebody waiting on you to come to prison so they could do something to you, something bad. And that's what this story is about. I remember this guy, and I'd work out. He didn't work out much, but once in a while he'd come up there and he'd work out when I was working out. And mainly what he was wanting to do is just talk to me while I worked out. But he'd get in a few sets. My workout partners, they always, man, you're just in the way, man. Anyway, one day, you can tell when people change. I need to change this, man. Let's try it this way. Anyway, when something's bothering somebody or something, you've been around somebody long enough in prison, you know when there's something going on. And so some of us would ask him once in a while and he'd say nothing. Everything's all right. No, it ain't. You're acting different. Kind of putting everybody on edge. And so one day he told me, he said, man, Harvey, there's a guy coming to prison. I don't know if he's coming to this prison or not, but I'm thinking he will. And he's from my hometown. And I said, oh yeah? He goes, yeah, he deleted a guy that my family and I know well, the whole town knew well, and everybody got along with him. And, you know, he's a good person. He goes, I can't let that guy run around in the yard, the same yard that I'm on, and not do anything. What was I to say? You know? Yeah, I understand. So I'm thinking he's just going to whoop his ass or something, you know? Get in a fight with him or something. Well, this guy shows up there. And I'd almost forgotten about it. And one day, I'm just getting done with my workout. I hear keys, and that when you hear keys rattling, it usually means guards are running. They go run, the guards that was in there, and even staff, you know, like recreation staff, they go running out. And right there, there's bleachers where you sit and watch a softball game. And right there next to them, they're pulling the guy I knew was telling you about. They's pulling him back, slammed him down on the ground, cuffing him. Another guy's laying there, he's bleeding. And I'm thinking, man, he did whoop his ass. No, he stuck him. And so I didn't see him no more for a long time. The guy I knew. And when I did see him again, it was several years later. And you know, we fist bumped and all this, and we got caught up on what had been happening to one another, you know, where we've been and this and that, and telling stories about this happened here, this happened there. You know how it goes. And I said, hey man, I didn't know you was going to fucking poke that dude up. And he goes, what was I supposed to do? And he goes, you know that guy lived? I said, he lived? I said, they took him out on a stretcher, you know? He goes, yeah, they took him up, but he said he lived. he goes, which I guess is kind of a good thing, because at least I ain't getting as much time as I could have gotten. But he said, that was a real messed up deal. He goes, the thing about it is, my mom was mad at me for doing that. And said a lot of people in the town, they understood, and my friends and stuff. My dad, even my own brother and them, they understood. But they was kind of upset because it got me more time. And he goes, I tried to explain to them, what would you do if you was in my shoes? And one of them says, yeah, I would have done probably the same thing. And another one said, well, you could just beat him up or something. Beat him up, he said, I told him, beat him up so we go to the hole for 10 days and get right back out, and he's back out in the yard again. No, he goes, no. And I said, well, where is he now? And he goes, man, he's in a lower level camp somewhere. Not like low, but like Farmington or somewhere like that, like a level 4. We was in level 5, and there's some level 4. He goes, he got his custody level dropped, and he's in Farmington or somewhere. He goes, I've been thinking about. I said, don't even think about it. I know what you're thinking. But anyway, I tell this story to say that, and I didn't know this when I first went to prison. They could have been somebody waiting on me, I don't know. That when you go to prison, you should be aware from the very beginning, and if you know that there's somebody in prison that's from your hometown that don't like what you did, you may have to face it. And you don't want that, right off the bat. You're going to have enough problems the way it is. But now, you're dealing with somebody from your hometown, or from the area you're from, or somebody who knew a person that you might have deleted or did something bad to. Now, for those that got messed up charges, if you're guilty of it, I don't care. I don't care what happens to you. But I'm talking about, you just got to be careful when you go to prison, and just be aware that somebody could be there that knew you or knows of you and knows what you did, and don't take kindly to it. So anyway, that's all I got for you. This one is a little short, but I thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.